All right, everybody, we are about to get underway. Sibling Rivalry 2023. I am Star Spangled Hammer right here with Flyby Birdie, and we're going to be bringing you the first game here between Malmo's Crime City and the Montreal New Skids on the block. So why don't we start off with Malmo's roster. Take it away, Birdie.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction, Hammer. So we have got Malmo's Crime City. We have number 0030, Die Mauer. Number 30, Ellie. Number 4, Vilda. Number 7, Nasty. Number 1, Below Me. Number 100, Curly Whore. Number 12, Lightland. Number 163, Yes. Number 23, Rhino. Number 304, Noggin. Number 56, Reggae. Number 90, Vanilla Slice. And number 974, Astrid, with coaches Dr. Stevel.
And for the Montreal New Skids, 008 Lowrider, number 3 Grayson, 1017 Biggie Smalls, 113 Falindra, 123 Miracle Whips, 13 Alcatraz, 1773 Magnum PEI, 1969 Daynata, 289 Cheese Grater, 38 Black Belt Beauty, 5678 Gruesome Gracie, 59 Chloe David, 66 Falcon Punch, 808 Lawrence, 85 Artsy Choke, 913 Blue Butt, 999 KT Kaboom, and 9999 Maj Malaqua. They're coached by Tarbanook, Chlamydia, and D-Ray. And we are underway here, the first game of Sibling Rivalry 2023.
Alrighty. It looks like we have number 100 jamming for Curly Whore. Lead jammer status.
So Malmo with the first lead jammer of the tournament. New Skids on the block, still
Curly
trying
Whore
to get.
coming through. Looks like through on that. 4 points for Malmo. Curly Whore's coming back around the pack.
Daynata still now finally does get free of the pack.
Like Curly Whore trying to get a couple more points in before calling.
So it looks like 5 points there to open up the scoring for Malmo.
Alrighty.
And
We got
Montreal lead jammer.
Falcon Punch.
And it looks like we're going to have an equipment penalty.
Not quite sure.
Yeah, it looks like Falcon Punch started that jam without their mouth guard in, and it was on the track. So a power jam now here for Crime City to start this next jam.
Alrighty. And we've got number 56, Reggae. Called lead. Reggae fighting at the top of that pack and getting through. Alrighty. Awesome. Reggae threw in another 4 points. Looks like a solid 8 points up for Crime City. Alrighty.
And now we're going to have an official review, official timeout here.
All right. During our official review. Okay. During our official review, looks like if you are looking to relocate to St. Louis because Derby is so rad, hit up Arch Real Estate and get their staff looking for some prime real estate here in the St. Louis area. Our 50/50 raffle and silent auction will be supporting Promo Missouri, an advocacy group focusing on raising awareness about and fighting anti-LGBTQ plus legislation in the state of Missouri and acting as part of a coalition of groups supporting the overall health and safety of our LGBTQ communities.
All right, back in action here, Malmo and Montreal. Montreal able to grab lead jammer. That is number 59, Chloe David with lead jammer.
Alrighty, 0-3-0 Ellie fighting at the front of that pack, finally getting through on their initial. All right, 0-3-0 coming up, and New Skids calls it.
So Malmo with some nice defense there, only allowing 3 points.
All right. All right,
Looks like
good call.
Curly Hoare, Curly Hoare back out there for Malmo.
All right.
Falindra out there for Montreal.
An easy 4 points. And it looks like 0-0. We got 4 points for Crime City.
Yes, the track does look different for you watching at home. It used to be a light blue. They have put a new surface in here in the past couple of years.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So we got number 9-0 lead jam for Vanilla Slice. Oh, that Montreal wall is giving them some trouble.
Malmo all spread out here in turns 1 and 2. Finally, a directional called on 1-2. That's Lightland heading to the penalty box.
They've recycled the jammers back up. It looks like Vanilla Slice is going to go ahead and call off that jam. Putting up 2 points for Crime City. Oh, 3 points for Crime City. We're now at 20-3.
Malmo down 1 blocker, so there'll be a 4-on-3 pack advantage starting this jam.
Alrighty.
And that is Miracle Whips as your lead jammer.
Got a helmet cover off. Looking for that pass from Malmo.
Sorry, my bad. That's actually Falcon Punch.
We got Reggae, helmet cover back on, and Falcon Punch calls it before we can get any points from Sweden.
So 20-7 the score with 22:47 to go here in the first half.
All right.
So that's Chloe David out there for Montreal.
With number 030, Ellie out there for Malmo. Ellie takes off that helmet cover, looking for the pass, but the pivot is in the box. Ellie fighting up that front of that wall, trying to get them out of play. All right. Alrighty. We got Ellie with the helmet cover back on. And we call it. Looks like we were able to get 1 point on that pass. That was a total of a 9-point jam for Montreal, bringing the score a little bit closer. We've got Montreal at 16, now Crime City at 20. Both teams just having like excellent defense and offense, just inching up the scores. All right, we got Curly Hor called out for a lead jam. Lawrence just fighting to get through that pack.
Oh. Track cut call on Montreal, so it's going to be a power jam now for Malmo. Oh, now we're going to swap jammers, a track cut call on Curly Hor.
All right, so we got Lawrence coming back in.
So lots of penalties being assessed this jam. It's been a revolving door in the penalty box.
Nice apex jump there from Curly Hor to get back through the pack to make up for that penalty. Amazing footwork on that outside line from Curly Hor to get through the pack yet another time. Lawrence just picking off those Malmo blockers one by one up the track. All right. Number 7 giving some amazing offense. Nasty just giving amazing offense on that line for Curly Hor. All right, we're going to have a timeout for Montreal. And up on the board, we see 32 for Crime City, 21 for Montreal. Oh, 34 for Crime City, excuse me. 21 for Montreal.
In response to the passing of Senate Bills 39 and 49, which ban trans athletes and gender-affirming care respectively, Robert Fisher, Director of Communications for Promo, said, "It's no longer enough to put up a pride flag and say you support LGBTQ rights. Missouri's state government is waging an all-out war on our community, and we call on all Missourians to take action. Donate, volunteer, and raise your voice by voting, calling your elected officials, and having tough conversations with those around you.
Thank you so much, Hammer. We have been seeing some excellent communication from both teams' blockers out there. Just solid communication, holding those jammers back. This is so exciting. I'm really happy to be here. All right. All right, with the end of that timeout, it looks like we have Donata out there jamming for Montreal. Called lead. That helmet cover was off so quickly by Vanilla Slice. Just.
Crime City again with some nice defensive work, really limiting Montreal's ability to put points on the board when they do secure lead jammer.
We've got one blocker apiece in the box at the start of this jam. We're seeing number 59, Chloe David, out there jamming for Montreal. Number 56, Reggae for Malmo. Both just solid defense. All right, we have number 56, Reggae, lead jam.
Malmo's pivot out there, yes, just dropping bodies.
I was trying to decipher if that was a penalty called there right at the end.
Looks like the only penalty was assessed on Malmo as they have one blocker sitting in the box to start this jam. 4-on-3 pack advantage in favor of Montreal.
Alrighty. Is that Falcon on the line there for Montreal? Yes, that is number 66, Falcon Punch. Making her way through, but not before Malmo gets through. Number 030, Ellie. Falcon not too far behind. And Malmo calls before Montreal can put anything on the board. It looks like that's a solid 3 points for Crime City. Bringing us to 39 v Montreal's 25.
Like to welcome Real Guy to the chat here. I see him on the Twitch stream. First time viewer of Derby, found us on Twitch. So Curly Hoare out there for Malmo.
Curly Hoare gets called as lead jammer.
Lead jammer, Malmo. And Daynata out there for Montreal. So 14:40 to go here in the first half. Crime City leads 39-25 over Montreal. If you're just joining us, Montreal in the green, Crime City in purple.
Alrighty. We've got number 59 called as lead jammer for Montreal, Chloe David. Vanilla Slice fighting their way at the front of the pack. 1017 called for a forearm, Biggie Smalls. Vanilla
Montreal
Slice.
calls that jam off, but not before picking up a few points. 3 to be exact. Only 11 points now separate these two squads as Montreal has been chipping away at that quick lead that Crime City put on the board.
Yeah. Both teams are just keeping each other from scoring many points at all at this point.
Yeah, so far the jams have been very short, other than the one that went the full 2 minutes due to both jammers receiving penalties.
Right. All right, we got Curly Whore out lead jam for Crime City. I believe we've got Falcon Punch fighting at the back there. Curly Whore having to be recycled at the back of the pack. Using her blockers to kind of sneak through there. All right, Falcon Punch through on their initial. And Curly Hurl calls that off before Falcon can score any points. Putting up 8 points for Crime City.
It's been a while since we've seen an 8-point jam. These have all been 4 and 3-pointers and then quick calls off. So first time in a while we've seen an 8-point jam.
Alrighty. All right, we got a power jam for Crime City.
So Montreal's jammer just sent to the box, so now we have a power jam here for Malmo. So an opportunity here for Malmo to put some big points on the board.
And Reggae making it look easy getting through that pack. I know that it's not.
The Malmo blockers now making some room for Reggae. Malmo with Artsy Choke stuck at the back of the pack. Able to put 4 more points on the board. So a big jam here for Crime City so far.
Falindra seeing their way through. Getting through on her initial. Reggae one more time through. Just like putting 2 more up before calling off the jam. That is going to be an 18-point jam for Crime City. Is that the highest jam that we've seen so far?
So far it is 18 points there for Crime City. Stretching that lead back out. Now up by 37 points.
All right, we've got purple 030, our jammer for Malmo, getting called on a high block, Ellie. That makes a power jam for 1969, Donata.
So now an opportunity for Montreal to chip away at that lead. 4 points on the first pass. Now Malmo is all grouped up, and they've got the Montreal jammer locked up.
All right. Ellie coming back through. Now served her penalty, coming through on the initial. Daynata threw for another 4 points. Those Montreal blockers just really shutting things down at the back of the pack. Daynata just fighting through the front of that Sweden pack. You can hear them counting down the seconds of that jam. That was another 15 points for Montreal. It's like we keep handing it off to each other. This game is so tight. One team bumps up the points and then the other follows suit.
Well, from what we've seen so far, these two teams are so evenly matched that you're going to have to take advantage of those situations that are given to you. You've got to score a lot of points on power jams or you're going to get left behind.
Yeah. We've got a timeout for Sweden, so for Malmo, Crime City. So we will take this opportunity to do some more shout-outs. So we will be doing 2 raffles. The first one we'll be doing during the halftime of Game 3, Arch vs. Rose City this evening. And the second will be during the Saturday evening game of GK versus Denver. Winner takes half the pot with the rest going to promo.
So it looks like Linda Dash on the Twitch stream asking what floor they are playing on. This is a fairly new sport court. This is less than 2 years old that this was recently put in here at Midwest Sports Hockey.
It's a fairly sticky sport court, I will say so myself.
Yeah, you have skated on it a bit, so
yes.
you know.
It is wonderful as a jammer, though. You get a lot of power behind your stride with the sticky floor. All right, we got Curly Hoare through as the lead jammer for Crime City.
Chloe David still trying to get free of the pack. Oh, we got a star pass. Or no,
A cut
sorry,
track.
they just took the cap off, but then picked up a track cut, so now a power jam for Malmo.
New Skids is not making it easy, though, to get through on this power jam. Alrighty, they're going to call it off before that jammer gets through, so we're going to start on a power jam for a little bit. Just for maybe 10 seconds or so. All right, we got number 90 out there for Malmo. Vanilla Slice. Slicing through that pack.
Word to your mother.
Oh.
So Chloe David back out of the penalty box and has gotten through on the initial pass.
Vanilla Slice is going to call it before Montreal can score any points. Putting up solid 3 for Crime City. We're up to 72 now versus Montreal's 43. got 1017 Biggie Smalls called on an early block. Well, I believe that's Falcon Punch out there jamming for Montreal. We got Reggae out there called as lead jammer for Crime City. Sliding through that wall. All right, we still got Falcon Punch fighting through that wall of crime blockers.
I want to apologize in advance, but Reggae, Sheepy Jamin Man.
Oh, I appreciate the apology ahead of Reggae. Jammed wonderfully.
I apologize. I couldn't help myself. Dad jokes for days.
Well, Reggae did jam, man, putting up another 11 points for Crime City, bringing them up to 83.
No, Miracle Whips is playing. They are on the roster.
Cuckoo. I know that cuckoo is a very sweet, it's almost like, sweet. I know that my French teacher said that to me when I was talking about my kitties. So I know that is a very sweet term. They said, shame on you, Hammer.
Ooh. Oh, of course it's lethal. I should have known.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, cuckoo. All right. Well, we've got a little bit of time here. I do want to talk about the Promo Missouri. It is the charity that we will be working with. Sibling Rivalry's charity that we are working with is Promo. So Missouri's LGBTQ plus public policy and advocacy organization. Half of that raffle pot is going to be going to them.
Very nice. Always good to see all the work that we do with charities here in St. Louis with the St. Louis Roller Derby Leagues, both the gatekeepers and arch rival, your hosts of Sibling Rivalry 2023.
All right, we are starting this next one. I believe that is Curly Whore out there for Crime City.
I believe that's Daynada out there for Montreal. Malmo collapsing right before the first whistle.
Some beautiful toe work on that line. No pass, no penalty out there for Curly Whore.
Oh, we're going to have ourselves a 2-minute jam. Neither
sure
jammer
are.
able to get lead.
Yep. I just love the awareness that Curly Whore has, setting her blockers up before continuing to jam through the pack.
I hear blockers love 2-minute jams. I hear they love it.
We all do. All right. Green 1-3 called on a 4 on Alcatraz. All righty. You hear both benches telling them how much longer they've got going on. Both walls just holding those jammers back. It's always really nice to hear that reassuring amount of time from your bench, letting you know it's not too much longer. You've only got a couple seconds left.
Oh, evidently we missed it. That Daynata was awarded lead jammer. So Daynata able to call that jam off. 8-4 in favor of Crime City on that jam. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. The score, Crime City 91, Montreal 47.
All right, we are starting that off with Vanilla Slice, slicing through that pack one more time. The beginning of that. We got number 59, Chloe David, coming up on Vanilla Slice, but she's going to call it before Chloe can get any points there, bringing Crime City up to 94.
So Crime City looking to break that century mark here in the waning moments of the first half. Got an official timeout, I believe.
Once I see the hand signals, I will know.
Yeah, it looks like a Malmo player reporting to the penalty box. Did not see what the call was, but I'm going to assume it was the end of that last jam.
It's an official timeout.
All righty, about to get back into action here. Malmo will be down one blocker, 4-on-3 pack advantage for Montreal.
All right, we got Falcon Punch coming up the middle, getting called lead jam for this.
That is Reggae out there for Malmo.
Falcon Punch looks like being called on a back block.
Think it's safe to assume that was the call. Oh, and now
All right.
Reggae headed to the penalty box. Did not see the call.
It was a high block.
Okay.
On that
Good
one.
catch. Good catch.
So Reggae called on a high block. Now Falcon Punch seating back into the pack.
Yeah, now we're playing some Australian rules derby.
Nice little twist gets Falcon Punch through the pack with 4 points. Through on a second scoring pass, putting up another 4 for Montreal. Montreal heard what you said about that century mark and was like, we're not going to let it happen,
Yeah.
not today.
It could still happen, but it's going to need some work.
Alrighty. No pass, no penalty called there.
All right, that's going to do it for the first half. Let's get a score update, and we're going to have an official review by Montreal to end the half.
Because that would bring Crime City up past that century mark to 102 and Montreal to 62.
All right, we're going to have a 15-minute break here, and we will be right back with second half action here between Crime City and Montreal. All right, we got a minute 45 to go till the second half starts here between Montreal and Crime City. Crime City enjoying a 102-62 lead. Birdie, what do you think of that first half action?
Oh gosh, it was so back and forth every time one team put up points on another. They just turned around and got right back at it. I mean, I'm impressed so much with both teams' blockers, just the awareness and communication. Seeing Curly Whore looking back at her blockers and blocking the other jammer for a moment before she continued on. It's just the awareness is so solid on both teams. I'm so excited to see the second half.
I've been particularly impressed with Malmo's defense. When they have been put in really bad positions on the unfortunate situations where their jammers have gone off, they've done a really good job of really limiting Montreal's ability to capitalize on those power jams. So we'll see what adjustments Montreal makes and if Malmo can make the adjustments to stay with that defense.
100%.
It's been very impressive.
100%. And it seems, you've got a 40-ish point difference right now. It seems like it's kind of far off, but not at all. They've been putting up, the last couple we had 16-point jam, 18-point jams. So it's really tight. We shall see.
Well, a lot of it comes down to those halftime adjustments, and we'll see what these two teams bring to the table here in the second half in about 18 seconds as you see the two teams start to take the track. So we'll get back in action here in just a moment. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
At the end of the first half,
All right, looks like we're going to
Montreal
start
called
with
a
Curly
official
Whore.
review, asking for a forearm penalty to be rescinded from their jammer. Upon review, sufficient impact was made to the opponent. Therefore, Montreal does not keep their official review from the first half.
We unfortunately could not hear what the head referee had to say. And we are back in action here, second half between Malmo and Montreal.
Looks like we're starting with a couple blockers for each team in the box. We have got number 69 through 59, Chloe David.
So Malmo in some penalty trouble here to start the second half. Two blockers in the box. Montreal with one. So a 3-on-2 pack advantage in favor of Montreal. And it looks like Curly Whore is going to just stay out there. And I think that's Falcon Punch going up against her for Montreal. So a lot of room to work for these two jammers. Is three blockers in the box right now.
We're going to get the pivot for Montreal back out first. And that's going to get Falcon through as lead jammer for Montreal. Curly. Falcon Punch called on a back block. It's going to call for a power jam for Curly Whore, who is now called on a track cut.
Yeah, unfortunately the blocker that hit Curly Whore out went out of bounds, but the problem is she still passed the entire rest of Montreal, so that is a track cut.
So Falcon Punch is going to be back in.
So it's going to be a very short power jam here. That does mean this jam will go the full 2 minutes, however.
We got about a minute left. Falcon just... All right. We got both jammers back on the track now. Falcon Punch fighting through the front. Manjmola Cole called. Nice little bean dip on the outside there from Falcon Punch. All right, we got Below Me going to the box right before that last whistle.
So both teams getting a little sloppy here coming out in the second half. It's been a revolving door in the penalty box. So these two teams need to tighten things up a little bit. Although that is giving the Jammers a lot of room to work out there in the track. And now we're going to have an official timeout.
All right.
Looks like there might be some debris on the track of some sort.
All right, while we're getting that cleaned up, let's talk a little bit about Promo. Promo's response to the anti-trans legislation. In response to passing of Senate Bills 39 and 49, which ban trans athletes and gender-affirming care, respectively, Robert Fisher, Director of Communications for Promo, said, "It's no longer enough to put up a pride flag and say you support LGBTQ plus rights. Missouri state government is waging an all-out war on our community, and we will call on all Missourians to take action. Donate, volunteer, and raise your voice by voting, calling your elected officials, and having tough conversations with those around you." Awesome.
Looks like we've gotten the track cleaned up.
We're gonna get
So we'll get back
started.
into action here.
Looks like we have got our vanilla slice out there, I believe, for Crime City. Oh, the pivot for Malmo out there, number 7, nasty. Is that final line of defense up there, the top of the pack.
So Montreal trying to speed things up so they can kill some of these penalties. Doing a nice job. Finally, Malmo slows the pack down, and that's going to force the call off. So no points for either side. Malmo will have a 3-2 pack advantage to start this jam.
Both jammers just really getting tied up behind those packs. Reggae getting recycled back, the back of Montreal's pack. Number 1, Below Me, giving just enough offense that Reggae can get out, start scoring some points for Crime City. All right.
So a 4-point jam there for Crime City. Stretches that lead to 120-78, 24:30 to go here in the second half.
All right, Donata through his lead jammer for Montreal.
Ellie out there for Crime City trying to wake their way through. So a successful star pass to number 12, Lightland. The first star pass we've had here today.
Looks like Donata's going to try to get some points through before calling that off.
Both squads doing a really nice job defensively right now, not giving the Jammers any room to work.
Really digging in and holding those Jammers back on both walls. Biggie Smalls trying to give some offense to that Montreal Jammer. I think that was Magnum PEI called on a forearm while trying to give some offense to Donata. And lots of penalties called. That's going to be the end of the jam. Montreal putting up 8 points. Crime City putting up 4 for that jam.
So again, penalty troubles for Malmo. 2 blockers in the box. 1 standing for Montreal.
All right, we got Falcon Punch in on a power jam now with Curly Hoare being called on I believe a forearm penalty. That was a strong hit from Falcon Punch coming
That
through.
right there was a very good lesson in physics. 2 physical objects cannot occupy the same space. Falcon Punch decided to just go right through that blocker. Big opportunity for Montreal here.
Pick up some points. Gain a little bit more. Oh, we've passed the century mark now for Montreal.
So that is going to be a 16-point jam for Montreal on the back of that power jam. So now only 22 points separating these 2 squads. Montreal doing a very nice job capitalizing on the mistakes of Malmo there in those last 2 jams. It really started when Malmo lost those 2 blockers at the very end of the previous jam.
100%. Vanilla Slice taking off the helmet cover, looking for that pass, but the pivot is in the back, trying to hold back number 59, but she does not make it easy.
Chloe David looking for the call and got it. So Lightland will head to the penalty box for the forearm call.
And Vanilla Slice just put the helmet cover back on. Looks like we've got about 50 seconds left on this full 2-minute jam.
Montreal Jammer showing a lot of faith in her pack, and it's paying off right now.
Like vanilla slice through. Nice little bean dips on the outside to get vanilla slice, another 4. And I'm looking at the points to see if that is 12 and 12 or if it's going to be 12 and 16. It looks like it's 12 and 12, so that puts Crime City up to 136 and Montreal at 114. Looks like we're going to have a timeout for Malmo.
Don't forget, coming up at 5 p.m., our first MRDA action of the weekend as the San Diego Aftershocks take on Casco Bay. Wrecking Bill and the captain will have the call for that game for you. So just remember, we got a whole weekend of Derby coming at you. At 7 p.m., our nightcap here is finishing out day one as Rose City takes on arch rival.
That
the
is
premier
the
game of day one. Looking forward to that. So a lot of Derby action still coming at you at 5 and 7 Central Time.
And to remember, we will be doing 2 raffles. First one during the half of Game 3, which is Arch versus Rose. And the second will be during the Saturday evening game of GK versus Denver. Winner takes half the pot with the rest going to promo, which we've been talking about all evening. Looks like we're going to start this next jam.
Empty penalty box. First time we've been able to say that for a while.
It is nice to see, probably for both teams. All right. We've got Reggae up for Crime again. Number 4, Vilda, trying to give some offense at that front line, but has to fall back.
Big soul crush there by Montreal, and now a rebuttal by Crime City, but a penalty call. Looked like a forearm call.
Donata and Reggae still both trying to get through on their initial pass. Looks like Alcatraz called on a direction penalty.
So far, this jam has been a defensive clinic by both squads. Neither team has completed the initial pass. Oh, now we've got lead jammer assessed for Daynata.
Looks like Daynata is going to call before Reggae can get any points. Holding that as a 0-0 jam.
Yeah, so that jam went almost the full 2 minutes and nothing to show for it on the board. That was impressive blocking.
Holding the other team from scoring is still quite a feat.
Yes.
We've got Falcon Punch out as lead jammer for Montreal. Some excellent offense there from Malmo. Getting Curly Whore through. Falcon Punch trying to score every little point before they're going to call it.
Ooh, just got that call off in time.
Just in time. Curly Whore is going to...
Yeah, a 4-0 jam there for Montreal.
That little bean dip almost got them 2 more points.
That's right.
All right, we got Vanilla Slice through. The defense from Nasty is just phenomenal as we're watching
It
them
is
out
such
on
a
the
joy
track.
to watch.
Oh.
Looks like Daynata out there for Montreal against Reggae for Malmo. Oh, Daynata finds a seam on the outside as your lead jammer.
Reggae is right behind Donata. Looks like 1 point assessed for both jammers.
So Crime City leads 141, 119, 12:40 to go here, and we are underway again. Curly Whore out there for Malmo, and that is Falcon Punch for Montreal. Falcon Punch, your lead jammer.
Curly Whore getting through that last line of defense in Montreal's wall. Falcon Punch just really strong hit and then a diversion like so quickly through the wall to get those 4 points for Montreal. Inching the score back up, Montreal is now at 123, Crime City at 141. I love seeing those high fives on the line right before they.
Yeah. A lot of love between these two squads.
Yes. Right before they just demolish each other.
High fives before the whistle, destruction after the whistle.
Exactly. We got Chloe David out there as lead jammer for Montreal. We got the hat off for Crime City. But Ellie's going to put that right back on. They're saying to run it. Curious
So-
if that is a tactic to see if they can get some more penalties.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with, at this point in the game, if they were to get the 4 points and call that jam off quick, 30 more seconds are going to run off the clock between jams. So
Right.
why not take a chance and put more points on the board faster?
And it is working for Montreal.
Montreal showing a lot of faith in the pack. And now it's going to pay off as we're going to have a
Power
power
jam,
jam for Montreal.
New Skids. That's right. And we have a blocker going to the box as well.
Things getting real interesting now. Only 6 points separating these two squads. We could see a lead change. Oh, nope. Of course, as soon as I say that,
Well,
they call the jam off. But
We are
still,
going to start on a power jam,
Yep.
which is a very strategic advantage on Montreal's part. We put up 18 points for Montreal that last jam, bringing them to 141, and Crime City's at 148. We've got a 7-point game.
And now we're going to have a timeout called by Crime City.
I'm seeing on the chat here, like, this is a clencher.
Yeah.
Go Skids.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, you're looking at the first, like, 2/3 of this game, really Crime City had been in control. And in these last, say 5 to 10 minutes, Montreal has really chipped away at that lead and has kind of started to get the momentum in their favor. So probably a good, well-timed timeout here for Malmo to kind of regroup and get their heads back together.
Yeah. Seeing how they might be able to keep the advantage here moving forward.
Well, everything definitely in the favor of Montreal right now, as there will be a power start and they are a blocker up. So a 4-on-3 pack advantage for Montreal.
It's a good time to slow down and get some strategy going for both leagues. So
Malmo lined up right on the pivot line, or on the jammer line, I mean, ready to pounce. I think that's I believe that's Daynata.
we've got all of our Montreal blockers surrounding them. Gonna get through.
Oh. So Daynata secures lead jammer and draws another penalty. So
Yeah, 304 Noggin getting a penalty on that one. We've got 2 blockers out there for Crime City. Doing some amazing work holding that jammer back. Some amazing footwork from Ellie there.
Ellie
getting
is so
through on there
chaotic.
those are some fast feet getting through those blockers. Ellie now throwing a scoring pass. Both walls just really digging in and holding those jammers back. Number 304, Noggin out there giving some offense as much as possible.
And now we're seeing these defenses dig in again, starting to exert their control over the opposing team's jammers.
A direction called on Blue Butt. Both walls just digging in.
A high block called on Lightland will send them to the box for Malmo.
Daynata trying to race through to try to get a couple more points before that jam is called off. Gonna put up 4 more. All right, bringing us to 152 for Crime City and 145 for Montreal.
Still 7 points. All that
After
separates these
all
two
of
squads. And it's going to be Curly Whore against Falcon Punch. 7:17 to go here in the second half.
I see in the chat saying defense has been super solid on both sides. That is 100% correct.
Mm-hmm. Falcon Puncher lead jammer Montreal.
Curly Whore taking off that pass. Just enough time to get her through.
Oh,
Called
no.
on a back block, I believe. Power jam for Montreal. This might just be what they needed to get above Crime City's 152. Just some amazing footwork and track awareness from Falcon Punch. Falcon Punch just squeezing through on that inside line there. We went for a line jump. That is a 16-point jam for Montreal, bringing them. We have a lead change, 161 for Montreal versus Crime City's 152. We have got a little over 5 minutes left in this game. This is Montreal's first lead of the game with 5 minutes left up on the board. 5.5 minutes. I'm seeing notices in the board to hydrate, and I think that this is a good time to take a sip after that explosive jam that we just watched and that tight lead change.
Yeah, this game has been a fantastic way to start off this weekend.
Alrighty. Let's see. We've got Chloe David out there jamming for Montreal. Both walls just such solid defense. We've got Vanilla Slice out there jamming for Crime City. Power jam for Crime City. We got Chloe David on a cut. The pack is going to speed up.
Yeah, Malmo was able to trap a Montreal blocker at the back.
Vanilla Slice called on a back block. We're going to have some jammer swap out here. Now we're on a power jam for Montreal. Swapping leads, swapping power jams. All right, we've got Crime City's jammer back on the track. Every single jam is just a fight to the finish.
Oh, these two teams, their packs have just been amazing all game.
Vanilla Slice putting 4 up on the board for Crime City.
I mean, every point scored this game has been an absolute battle. So it's going to be Daynata out there now for Montreal, Reggae out there for Malmo. Only 9 points separate these two squads. 3 minutes to go.
Daynata getting lead for Montreal.
Oh,
we got a power
another.
jam.
Oh.
Daynata finding that offense on that inside line. This is a nail biter, y'all. Montreal through. With Reggae through on their initial, it looks like we're going to have Daynata calling off that jam.
Yeah, now Montreal playing the clock management game, waiting as long as they could before calling that jam off.
Well, it worked. They put up another 11 points to bridge that gap a little bit further between them and Crime City.
And even more importantly, now 30 more seconds coming off that clock. So this jam is going to start with just over a minute to go in the game. Could very well be the last jam of the game.
I appreciate everybody on the chat, chatting it up with us, biting their nails with us. So we get through. Curly Horton as the lead jammer for Crime City. Oh, and we've got a power jam for Crime City.
Oh, boy.
No pass, no penalty on that outside line since that blocker went out with Colihor. You can feel the excitement in the stadium here tonight.
Things just got real interesting.
Colihor threw
Oh,
on
boy.
another scoring pass. Falcon Punch looking to stop that point score as much as possible. Both jammers right at the same part of the pack. I will say Crime City is excellent about recycling those jammers back. We've got just 20
Malmo.
seconds left on this jam timer, and that's it.
Malmo doing such a great job on Falcon Punch, but at the same time, Montreal has just got Curly Horror locked up.
What a tie
Wow.
game all the way to the very end.
Are you kidding me?
We are
So get this.
4 points.
Someone earlier on the feed mentioned that the last two times these two teams faced off, Montreal won by 4 points.
Won by 4 points.
And now we're looking at the third time.
That these two teams.
4 points. What is going on?
That
There's
is
a glitch in the
wild.
matrix.
So our final score is Montreal 176, Crime City 172, with Montreal taking the win on this game.
I'll tell you what, if that is any indication of what the rest of the weekend is going to be like, I'm going to need to up my blood pressure meds.
Well, as we know, I'm already on a couple meds for my arm, so I might be able to hook you up. No, I'm just kidding.
So that is going to do it here for game one. But again, don't go anywhere. We've got a 5 o'clock game and a 7 o'clock game. We've got the Aftershocks against Casco Bay coming up, our first MRDA action of the weekend. And then, of course, 7 o'clock, the big one, Rose City versus arch rival.
I'm so excited.
Whoa, that's going to be such a great game.
It's going to be wonderful.
So we're going to be back here in about 30 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Next game coming up, 30 minutes. See you then.